there are just so many food centers in Singapore, and one of the ways, as we head up here, that people in Singapore decide whether the food is good is by looking at the queue. If there is a long queue, then the food must be good, right? Because why would people spend time in the queue if the food isn't good, right? I don't know. So how do we find out? Well, you have a place, you have a video, you have a reference, you have a series where you can find all this out, and not only at one food center but many food centers around Singapore. So what happens is, well, you will be able to find out when you go to a food center whether this queue is worth the queue, or this one. What about this one? That one? What about this one? Whether it's worth the queue. Yes, so we are having another Worth the Queue episode. So join me after the intro. Worth the queue, worth the queue. Is it worth the queue? Worth the queue, worth the queue. Is it worth the queue? I think so. I don't know. Maybe. Yes, no. I don't know. Worth the queue. Welcome back. Last week at the Worth the Queue episode 6, we actually started our food adventure here at this food center, Amoy Street Food Centre, and we have covered half of the first floor, and now we're going to continue our journey, our food adventure, our Worth the Queue episodes at this food center. And we are going back. Where are we going back to? Well, because we are going back to Amoy Street Food Centre, back to the row that we left you last time, which was the row where a noodle story and fish tales are. And we're coming to this store called Healthy Vegetarian. So these are all the different items that you can sell. So what they sell here is basically vegetarian food, and you can actually have your favorite versions of noodles cooked vegetarian style. So if you like to try like mee rebus, mee siam, fried noodles vegetarian, you can come here to eat that, or you can also eat their mixed rice. So what I ordered from here, which cost me $4.50, a variety of different items. And one thing about vegetarian stores in Singapore is you have mock meats, which are meats, or actually vegetarian version of meats that they cook in the usual style where the meat is cooked. Like here is the char siu, then you have curry chicken, you have some vegetables, and you have a spring roll. Together $4.50. The taste of the food tastes exactly or tastes very similar to what you expect that particular food in meat style to taste. So if you do like food but vegetarian style, or you're not able to eat meat, then this is a good place to come to try these dishes here. And the queue here during lunchtime, there is a queue, but the queue will clear fast. So come here and try if you're looking for vegetarian food. And let's head up back to let's go to the next row and to look for more food. One thing about here is the back of the wall of this food center, they actually painted some murals which are quite interesting to show part of the history of this location, Amoy Street. And what we're going to do now is we're going to head further down to the next row to see what type of food that you can find. And the first place we're going to is a very popular place during lunchtime. There's a queue for the food, and people do like the food here. Is this place here called Good Day. And basically what Good Day does is they fry noodles or fried rice as per you order it. So you can get your usual hor fun, beef or sliced fish, you can get fried rice, you can get fried noodles, and you can see the variety of items you can get from this shop here, which you can see over here. And one thing I must say is they do fry noodles and fried rice very well. So first of all here, this one here is actually their beef fried rice, which cost me $4.50. First of all, I must say, the fried rice here, they fried the fried rice very well. It has a nice wok flavor to it, very savory, very delicious. The beef here, soft and tender, flavored nicely. The rice is also nice and fluffy, and the best thing, huge portions. Then next up, I actually ordered takeaway the sliced fish hor fun. This sliced fish hor fun cost me $4. And first of all, I must say, they cook the hor fun noodles quite nicely, and they cook it quite fast too. And you also have some nice fresh sliced fish on top, and then you have the hor fun noodles at the bottom there, which also has a nice wok flavor to it, all covered with this very delicious, very savory, very flavorful starchy sauce. Yeah. This store here is a very popular store. During lunchtime, the queue is quite long because they cook the dish individually as you order it. And or maybe not individually, they may cook your dish in batches, but still it's cooked fresh, and because of that, it does taste very good. And if you come here, you need or you want good hor fun, good fried rice, this is the place that is worth the queue. Let's continue heading further down the road, and where we're heading to is we're actually heading to the next row. And at the next row, at the corner, there's this shop that sells mixed rice that during lunchtime, the queue for this place here is super long. But because this is a mixed rice store, all they need to do is they need to put the dishes onto the rice, and the dishes are all actually prepared beforehand. The name of the store is called Amoy Street Chinese Cuisine. So even though the queue is very long, the queue will clear fast. So what I ordered from here is this mixture of ingredients, which cost me $4. First of all, the egg. I must say, the egg here, they cooked it like some kind of like scrambled eggs, and they flavor it very well. It's nice and eggy and soft, which is very different from how the egg is prepared at other mixed rice food stores. Then you have the sweet and sour pork. They use too much flour with the sweet and sour pork, so it's very crispy, savory, slightly sweet, but very crunchy because of all the flour in there. Then you have the salted cabbage, which was a bit under salted. So overall, the food here is just average, but somehow people like this store. For me, I felt that of the dishes that I ordered, definitely not worth the queue. But everybody have their own preference but for me, definitely not worth the queue. And a few stores down from the mixed rice store is another popular store, which doesn't have as long a queue as the mixed rice store, but during lunchtime there is a slight queue here, and the name is called Traditional Teochew Handmade Fishball and Mushroom Minced Meat Noodle. And this store here, they sell this noodle here, which cost me $4, which is for this small portion. First of all, I must say, the noodle texture here, they cook it very nice. It has a nice chewy, almost al dente texture to the noodles, which I really enjoyed. Then the sauce mixture here, they actually add in a bit of tomato sauce into the chili, which is quite okay. Just that for me, I felt that nothing really stands out about the dish here. The dish here, the noodles here, the sauce, everything all coats the noodles nicely. Just that nothing really stands out here. It's just quite ordinary, so quite average. So what I suspect is because for minced meat noodles, it takes quite a while for them to individually cook the noodles. So because of that, during lunchtime, people who likes to eat these noodles will queue up for the noodles, and they may have a queue for that. But the queue may take a while to clear. For me, taste wise, it's just average, so not worth the queue for my preference. And further down from the mincemeat noodle store, a few stores down, is another store called Rong, and this store actually sells fish soup. Yes, this is the store. So this store here, like I said, sells fish soup. Two types, the sliced fish and also the fried fish. So what I did was, I actually ordered from this store, Rong's Teochew fish soup, their double fish soup. So I tried their sliced fish and also their fried fish at the same time. It actually cost me $5. As you can see in the window, all the sliced fish has been actually cut previously and essentially in the fridge, which is in front of the store. So this is my soup, my double fish soup, which cost me $5. The taste of the soup is very similar to the one we tried earlier, Ahai. The flavor is almost the same. So I suspect they also use some kind of dried fish, like maybe sole fish, right? Sole fish bones to actually get the flavor into the soup. The soup here, Ahai does it better. The flavor here is slightly lighter than Ahai, but I do like their sliced fish, which is nice and chewy with a lot of bite texture to it. The fried fish is also well seasoned, salted very well. Only issue I have with this is the extra items, the fried shallots or whatever things they should put in there, which they actually put on top of the soup at the end, actually has a lot of sediment, or some kind of like fibers, which when you drink in soup form and you're not eating with rice, it gets a bit difficult to swallow. But other than that, it's the fish here, they do it quite well. Just that I actually prefer Ahai to Rong. So if I were to queue up, I would actually go to Ahai instead of this shop. And finally, we're going to head towards the last row of the first floor of Amoy Street Food Centre. And at the last row, there are actually two stores that I'm going to try to eat at here. The first store is actually just right at this corner here, which is called Famous Amoy Street Lor-Mee. And here, during the lunchtime, the queue here is medium size. They clear the queue quite fast. So if you do see a queue, you can actually line up. You don't have to wait too long. The price is also affordable. And here is what they sell. This is lor-mee. So first of all, I must say, it only cost me $3 for this small portion. And because it's a small portion, the portion size is not very generous, but it's good for a light snack. First of all, I must say, the soup stock here is really good. They make a very good soup stock here. The braising sauce here, very good. It's a nice, slightly starchy, thick, savory, meaty, very flavorful sauce that covers and goes well with everything in there. They also give you lots of ingredients. The sauce complements all the ingredients and the noodles. Like I said, the portion size is a bit small, but what do you expect for $3? And if you do like a good bowl of lor-mee, then it's worth the queue to line up to try here, because the stock here, the soup, the braising sauce here, done very well. Worth the queue just for that. And in the same row, right next to the lor-mee store, is this shop that sells banh mi. But what they actually specialize in is dry banh mi. And the name of the store is called Grandma's Banh Mi. And here, they sell banh mi. And in the last row, right next to the lor-mee store, is this shop called Grandma's Banh Mi. And what they specialize in is the dry style of banh mi. And here is the store, and they sell dry banh mi. So during lunchtime, peak hour time, there is the queue. The queue may not be as long as the lor-mee store, but they may take longer to clear because they actually make each dish individually as you order it. So they may take some time to actually clear the queue. But if you're here, there's mainly two types of banh mi. The normal type, or the one with their special chili. So for me, I tried their normal type of banh mi. The noodles texture was quite nice. It's just that somehow I felt that the banh mi was a bit under flavored. Their normal dry style banh mi. Even though the different ingredients in there taste nice, somehow together it was a bit under flavored or under seasoned. So what I did was I tried instead their chili banh mi, which is the special banh mi here, which you see there, they should put in some of their special chili oil. And now this is what is good. This is what makes the dish. When people, if you do come here, order this version. If you can take spice, then this is the one you should order, because the chili here does add the kick, does add the flavor, does bring all the ingredients together. This spiciness is the one that is the star of the show. So if you do come here, ignore the normal style, order the one with the chili, the banh mi chili, with this their special chili oil, which does make a difference, and is the one that you should order. If you are looking for a dry banh mi and you can take spice, then this is the place. It's worth the queue for you to queue up to try. And so this brings us to the end, another episode of Worth the Queue. And in this food center, in this food adventure, we have come, we have tried, we have sampled all the delicious food that has a queue, and we have explored the queue on the first floor of Amoy Street Food Centre. I hope you enjoyed our food adventure here to explore the queue and also the food. And next episode, we'll be going upstairs to the second floor, and there's also still lots and lots of delicious good food that we have to explore and eat and find out if the queues there are also worth the queue. And before we go, please do me a favor. Please help me by liking my video, sharing my video, and also subscribing to my channel. And lastly, but the most important thing, the thing that you have to do is to join me for my next food adventure. I will see you there. Bye bye.